I used to have several sites. Now I kind of like the grower's edge. It gives me that cash max. You can tell it which markets you're looking for, and it will tell you what your highest net back is based on the price they're paying at that time and the basis that they're paying. And that's pretty handy because I don't have to go to so many different sites.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills, Logan Burgess. Today is Friday the 15th for the weekly wrap up here. Corn trading up 3.5 cents, excuse me. November soybeans trading down 4 cents. Wheat in Chicago up 10 3/4 cents, and Kansas City wheat trading up 11 cents. Logan, why was wheat here the relative strength here in the grain complex?
You know, it started out a real quiet day for the wheat market, but take a look here at a 5-minute chart of that December Chicago wheat contract. You can see here about 9:30 we had some market moving news out of Ukraine. The Ukrainian forces struck a Russian convoy bringing aid into Ukraine. Obviously, the details of it are still very blurry at this point. The wheat market, though, had a positive reaction to the news. Certainly could have been a lot of shorts, taking those shorts off the board, pushing prices higher as this story out of Ukraine continues. If we look down the road here, though, I wouldn't expect this Ukraine story to be a major supporting story for wheat moving here over the next several months. We have seen the USDA not make any changes to expected wheat exports out of Ukraine, and in the Tuesday USDA report, we saw them add 6 million metric tons to the Russian crop. So there's going to be a lot of wheat coming out of the Black Sea region here this upcoming year, and it looks like at this point that the military conflict is not doing anything to significantly reduce the amount of wheat leaving Ukraine. Obviously, for our grain market, that's the biggest concern right now. So we saw a good reaction today. I'm not sure it's going to be a story to support the market here moving forward, though.
Absolutely. It's very interesting when you look at Ukraine. Really, you get these kind of ripples, these little events that kind of flare up, but really it hasn't had any major fundamental impacts here on the actual physical movement of grain out of Ukraine. When you take a look at NOPA crush here, very interesting. We did have beating analyst expectations, 119 million bushels here crushed for soybeans for the month of July. That was very positive, up over 115,000 that was anticipated by analysts here. That was positive, but when you look at the price action, the thing that was kind of disappointing there is that we weren't able to really make any traction moving higher. You know, when you look at the trade action earlier on in the morning, we are actually trading higher in the overnight session. We sold off sharply as soon as the market opened up. And then with this NOPA crush number coming out, we really didn't have any big movement here. It was a little bit of a disappointment, and it kind of, to me, shows some of the weakness here out of soybeans that I don't think is as relatively, I mean, when you look at that compared to corn, I think we may start to see a little bit of a deviation in price, as corn may have a little bit more upside potential.
Yeah, you know, early in the trade day today, it seemed like soybeans was content to follow corn higher, but we saw beans turn negative at mid-session and actually close quite negatively. That could have to do with some weather outlook here for next week. It does look like some of the western grain belt may be getting some good precipitation middle of next week and into the end of the week. So obviously for bean traders right now, anybody looking for a rally out of the bean market, it's going to have to come in one of two ways: yield reductions due to drought or an early freeze. So one of those, obviously with the rain coming in, not helping out the drought prospect there. Could have been another reason why we saw beans trade lower here into the close on a Friday. Well, it is Friday here on GrainTV, and we like to break down what we're seeing in the cash market. Every day here at Grain Hedge, we collect about 4,000 cash market locations, and on Fridays we take a look at that data that we've been collecting throughout the week and kind of see what trends we're observing in the cash market. Cody, what did we see here this week? Kind of an interesting week with the USDA report on Tuesday.
Absolutely. Well, we didn't see a whole lot of movement here when you look at corn. When you look at soy, I mean, really, I think we fell maybe a quarter penny. When you look at soybeans here, we did trade higher. That was positive, you know, up a couple points there. The major movement was really in the soybean plants, the crushing facilities. We saw huge moves higher in basis, and I think really what we're seeing is end users at the very end of the marketing season. You know, we saw the NOPA crush numbers.